Let me go. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, okay. Okay, we're doing this now. Okay, this is what's happening. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. I like that. That's so pretty. I like that. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoir David, and today I'm going to play a game called Mushroom Oasis. A deceptively adorable game where we'll meet a kind stranger in the forest. Hopefully. What is your name? I am Espoir. It means hope in French. What is my cat's name? Everyone say it all together. What is my cat's name? My sweet little lady Daisy, who is asleep right now. Daisy has been missing for a while now. No! No, Daisy, no. I'm probably going to wake her up from calling her like this. She was an indoor cat and had the tenacity of a wild cat on a mission, trying to leave whenever the door was open. Yep, that sounds like Daisy. She's gotta chomp down on some grass. Catios and playtime just wasn't enough for the little missus. I figured why is my cat in this game? Why is my cat Daisy actually here? Sadly, I don't think she's going to interrupt today. She's fast asleep at on her little perch, her little daisy chair. I figured she'd come running if I left out some food by the porch. 3 days later, still no cat. 3 days? It'd be like 3 minutes with me. 3 minutes, I start panicking. I've tried everything I could think of. Asking around the neighborhood. Putting up missing cat posters. Sadly, nothing came from my efforts. I couldn't search for her during the day since I had work keeping me occupied. And there's only so many hours in the evening that I could yell around the streets looking for her. There was only one place left I could think of that she might have ran off to. The woods by my house, right across the street. Ooh. I've definitely caught her eyeing the birds and squirrels that ran alongside the parameters from the front window, her teeth clicking in excitement. I was no outdoorsy person by any means. In fact, the thought of going in there scares me. But I had to find her, or at least try. The first weekend that came around, I packed up some water, Daisy's favorite treats, and a compass to be safe. I wasn't sure where to even begin looking for her, so I started walking in a straight line, calling out her name every few steps. Daisy! Daisy! It certainly didn't take long for me to realize I was way in over my head. Oh no. Daisy, how could you do this to me, Daisy? You're making me come out into the outdoors. Why did I think this was a good idea? It was hard to find my bearings within the surrounding trees. I didn't want to admit I was lost, at least not yet. I could only squint down at my compass as the needles spun slowly. Pretty sure they weren't made to do that. Oh no, we're in the nether! I haven't played Minecraft in a while. Did I really bring a busted compass on my first venture out in these woods? Aw. Figured that would just be my luck. The only thing risking my own safety was my own incompetence. Why am I just here? Actually, no, I'm usually very well prepared. Most of the time. I shook my head hastily. No time for negativity. We have to find Daisy. Daisy was out there somewhere, cold and lost and hungry. I had to keep going. Oh, Daisy, it's been hours. Oh, my poor Daisy. I'm so lost. You are getting a bath after this, Daisy. You are getting a serious bath. I don't even know why I kept searching, even after the moment I'd realized that. Why did I think this was a good idea? Hunger had been gnawing at my stomach for a while now, having missed breakfast and lunch altogether. The heat and humidity from the afternoon sun was unbearable, but the cooling air did nothing to soothe me. Even if I were to head home, I couldn't even pinpoint where that was. Uh-oh. What do people even do in this situation? I knew it was baseless optimism, but walking onwards was really the only thing I could think of to do. Surely I'll come across something familiar. I trudged on, my shoes carefully avoiding the tree roots intertwined across the forest floor. But in my weakened state, plus the approaching darkness, I found myself stumbling through the rough terrain. Oh no. My feet hit something soft jutting out of the ground. Ugh. Ack! My hands shot out as I lost balance. My feet clumsily tried to find purchase as I wobbled backwards, arms flapping. Poof! What? What went poof? Oh. My shoe had landed smack dab in a circle of mushrooms. Oh no! Oh no, get out of there! That's a fairy circle! Get out of there! The brunt of it causing a wispy cloud to erupt from the cluster. Oh no, spores! I stuck my nose in my elbow to avoid breathing it in. I couldn't differentiate one tree leaf from another for the life of me, but I'm pretty sure humans aren't supposed to inhale whatever the heck that was. Yeah. It smelled strongly of rotten wood and wet dirt, even as it cleared. Ooh, something shiny quickly caught my attention. Don't touch it. It's a fey trap. It's a fey trap. They'll take you. Unless that's what you want, but they'll take you. Actually, I would totally grab something shiny in the forest like a big dummy. I stooped down to pick it up, gasping under my breath. It was Daisy's collar. Oh! Funny story, Daisy actually lost her collar, the first collar that I put on her. She ran off somewhere in the house, and then when she came back, the collar was gone. It's been like 6 months. I don't know where that collar is. I need to get her a new one. Hence why she doesn't wear one currently. Covered in whatever the heck those mushrooms released. Oh no, the Fae! The Fae have taken my cat! Then again, they're probably like worshipping her or something. I looked around desperately for any signs of her. Daisy? Daisy? No, not you, my love. You stay asleep. Psst, 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 psst. That woke her up. Daisy, no, stay over there. I coughed from inhaling some of the remaining dust floating in the air. I should really steer clear from this. Pocketing Daisy's collar, I retreated carefully until I could breathe again. Stepping back, I could still smell it. It must have stuck to my hair and clothes. Ooh. A quick once-over confirmed my suspicions with slight cringe. A thin yet generous coating of it covered my sleeves and jeans. Ooh. I leaned against a tree, dusting off my clothes in a naive attempt to get the dust and smell out, to no avail. If anything, it felt like I'm breathing more of it in. Ooh. What used to be musty now turned sweet, and I found myself inhaling even deeper, trying to pinpoint the smell. Cucumbers? It smelled like fresh cucumbers. A tingly feeling crept up my hands and neck, pinpricks spreading across my limbs as a strange heat reached my face. Oh no! I started to feel drunk and woozy. My senses were numb. Is it me or is that word "my" a different color? I'm not going crazy, am I? That "my" is a different color, right? It should freak me out. Yeah, it's definitely a different color. Me is definitely the different color. And yet, a strange comfort washed over me. I should lie down. Right now, in fact. My legs give out from beneath me, my body toppling over at an awkward angle. Oh no, the Fae! The Fae have got me. I laid there and stared and stared and stared. It was nice here. A peaceful calm. The perfect place for a nap, even. My eyes grew heavy as I swam in and out of consciousness. Yeah, a nap sounds really good right about now. Oh no. Who is oh no? Sorry this happened to you, little guy. By the will of the forest, may you rest in peace. Wait, what? What? Wait. A human? How do you end up all the way out here? Still breathing, too. Ah, geez. I can't leave you here. What should I do? I wake with a jolt. It was warm, but comfortably so. I could feel the weight of a blanket on me as I tried to sit up. I couldn't. I couldn't move my body. My fingers twitched uselessly at my sides as my eyes darted around in panic. Glancing about, I could see the interior of a cabin, or at least the ceiling of one. I couldn't see much past the corner of my eyes. Where was I? How did I get here? A desperate feeling rose in my chest. I had to leave. Right now. This was wrong. 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 I wasn't meant to be here. I gotta get Daisy. I gotta find my baby girl. I could hear the crackling of a fire nearby, likely the source of warmth I had felt on waking up. I could also hear footsteps approaching. No, I'm gonna stay awake. Cute! You look like a mushroom person. Are you a forest person? Are you a fae? Are you here to take my teeth? I fluttered my eyelids, straining to look at the person approaching. My eyes widened as I took in their appearance, the protrusions from their forehead catching my attention. Yeah, are those horns? Those like little mushroom horns? Aww. Not to mention the green skin. Yeah, that's noticeable. That hard not to notice that. The stranger didn't sense my unease as they heaved a sigh of relief. You're awake. That's good. Very, very good. How are you feeling? I blinked. Oh. Sorry. I forgot about that. Here. The person held up a cup to my lips, a strong, sweet smell coming from the rim. A gentle hand grabbed my chin to open my mouth. I couldn't even move to resist. Don't worry. It'll help you feel better. I promise. Drink up. As the liquid hit my tongue, all I could feel was a vague sense of heat. As I kept drinking, taste and texture returned, the sweetness of berries and chamomile coating my taste buds. Ooh, I could even detect a hint of mint. Ooh, that sounds lovely. I lifted my head, finally, hands fisting at my sides as I propped myself onto my elbows. The person kept a steady hand on my chin, careful not to pour in too much in case I choked. That's very thoughtful of them. I finished every last drop, wiping my mouth with the back of my hand. I stared at my fingers, realizing I had full anatomy over my body again. Oh, good as new. How are you feeling? But better, thank you. Have you seen a cat? She's got a big butt and her name is Daisy. I call her Daisy Big Butt. The stranger laughed. Oh, I like the way you sound. Been ages since I've talked to anyone, much less with a voice as nice as yours. I brushed off their strange compliment, finally looking around the cabin properly. This looks absolutely cozy. You knit, bro? It was a simple room filled with sparse wooden furniture, perfect for someone living alone. An open archway to the right led to what I assumed was the kitchen. Across from it, a door was closed shut. Possibly the bathroom? Taking it in, there was a common theme of knitted decorations strewn about. Any available surface had patterned knitted tablecloths covering it. Oh, but he knit them curtains too. That's lovely. That's adorable. From what I could peek into the kitchen, the same could be said for the kitchen utensils. An unfinished project laid beside the bedside table where I sat, a pair of knitting needles jutting off of a pile of yarn from a small basket. Oh. As far as I could tell, it looked like the beginnings of a green scarf. The stranger was comfortable in staying silent, observing me as I looked around. Though with their hat off, the horns and ears were impossible to ignore. They tossed their hat onto the bed, scruffing their hair and making it even messier, making it even more adorable. Sorry, but what are you? Oh, I didn't introduce myself, did I? Hiya, I'm Michael, with a Y. That's adorable. I shook my head. No, I meant that, Michael stared at me, their left ear twitching. Oh, you look very... He snorted. Ugly, off-putting, adorable. His tongue is blue. Aww. No, just different. Different, huh? You're just being nice. Well, then explain yourself. Also, have you seen a cat? I'm serious about finding my cat. I mean, that's kind of rude, isn't it? I pinched the bridge of my nose, exhaling slowly like, boy. I'm just... Sorry, it's been a long day is all. I should be thanking you. If it helps, it's a skin condition?
It's a skin condition.
Is that what you humans call them? The way he said it didn't sound confident. And the ears? Allergic reaction. Genetics? Right. And I assume the little... I waved vaguely at his horns? Antenna? Those things are just cosplay to complete the look? Would that make a convincing argument? I squinted. You seem very sus, friend. Maybe. Then yeah, it's cosplay. Still doesn't explain everything. Michael huffed a nervous laugh. Listen, I'm just a guy living by himself in the woods. You don't need to worry yourself further than that, okay? Something in his tone compelled you not to question his existence anymore. What, friend, what are you doing? You're pulling some shenanigans. Pulling some stuff. You using your spores? Are you sporing me, bro? He's just some guy living in the woods. Completely normal. I see how it is. I see how it's gonna be. Okay, that's fine. Others have done worse. Right, completely normal. I'm Espoir. Michael beams. Nice to meet you, Espoir. I fiddled with the blankets as Michael scooted closer from the edge of the bed. I know I already asked, but how are you feeling? Any aches, sores, nausea? Intrusive thoughts, weird impulses, fever, maybe. I think he placed his hand on my forehead before I could react. His hands were calloused, quickly retreating as he gave a thoughtful hum. You seem to be lucid. That's a good sign. Great. I was about to comment on his strange features when they reminded me of my cats. My cat! Oh, shoot! Daisy! My baby girl. She's over there. She's sitting in her chair. Sorry if this is out of nowhere, but have you seen a cat around these parts? Her name is Daisy. She's a sweet little thing, about this big. She's huge. Seriously, she takes up like a quarter of my bed. Takes up the whole thing. Skittish, but she can approach strangers if she needs to. I pulled up my phone to show pictures of her. Editor me, you may show pictures of Daisy. Only to find it missing from my back pocket. Wait, where is... I haven't. Huh? You're Daisy. I haven't seen it. Oh, I see. I slumped against the pillows, rubbing my temples. Dang it! Where is my baby? Where is my baby girl? She lost her collar, too. Even if anyone finds her, they wouldn't be able to tell where she's from. Dang it! Michael stayed quiet, watching me from his side of the bed. You care a lot for your Daisy? My cat? Of course. She's my baby girl. You better not have eaten her or anything. To the point where you're willing to run yourself ragged this deep into the forest? For a cat? Sir, have you ever owned a cat? Do you realize how far you've wandered away from the nearest town? Ooh. I found you near unconscious, in an area no one set foot in for years. My cheeks grew heated at how stupid reckless that sounds. I mean, anyone would for something they care about, right? Michael eased up, shoulders relaxing. He rubs his chin a moment, as if contemplating something serious. Something they care about, huh? He finally tips his head at me with a smile. It's cool to see someone willing to go this far for a small critter. Not a lot of people come out this far, not even people searching for their lost cats. It's been a while since I've talked to someone, so the conversation's nice, too. I think I think I'm starting to like you, Espoir. Thanks. You're pretty cool too, Michael. His smile widened, but something about it was off. He was showing too much teeth, and it felt stiff. I rubbed my cheek, trying to think of something else to say. Can I ask, how did I get here? Oh, like I said, I found you in the woods not far from here. Oh, geez, really? I knew I was tired, but I couldn't have possibly. Huh, I did step in something. Something important. Familiar pinpricks crept up my skin. Home. I need to go home. Michael stiffened as he grabbed my shoulder. Never mind that. You'd fallen unconscious from heat stroke. Heat stroke? No, that wasn't what happened. You gonna pull your shenanigans on me, Michael? I wasn't. I was fine up until... Michael shook his head, insistently, leaning close. No, Firefly. You weren't fine at all. Giving me pet names already, huh? If I hadn't found you when I did, well, who knows what could have happened? There's dangerous wild animals in these woods. Bears, for example. They could have snapped you right up. Bears? No, he was right. You've always heard news of bear sightings around the neighborhood. Not to mention the many warning signs you'd see by the roadside on your expedition in search of your cat. I'm totally not being controlled by spores. I sure am not. There's no shenanigans going on around here. And to go in the woods without bringing any water? Wait a minute, I did bring water. I'm sure that they said that they brought water. Passing out from heat stroke, of all things. How could you have been so stupid? I'm sure I brought water. I shook my head, brain too foggy to pick apart my thoughts. He sounded confident, so why should you doubt him? Well, if it means anything, I'm glad you're there. Michael relaxed, hand on his hip once more. He grinned at me. So am I, Espoir. I'm definitely glad I found you. His eyes were hidden fully behind his unruly hair, but I couldn't help feeling how intensely they were fixated onto me as he said that. The hairs on the back of my neck stood. Sure. Without a distraction, I've only just realized how uncomfortable I was sitting still. The blanket on me was starting to itch, just as the desperate need to get home began to rise in me again. This was nice, but I should really get going now. Wait! My host jumped up from the bed before I could. I mean, you can't. I can't just let you wander around the woods this late. Please, stay a bit longer. But Michael, come! He grabbed my hand and led me across the room. We stepped into the kitchen, a fragrant smell of cooked potatoes and meat hanging in the air. 2 plates had been set out on a small circular table, complete with utensils and mugs of tea. Aww, I wasn't expecting guests today, so the food is nothing fancy, but join me for dinner? Oh no. He looked so hopeful, ears drooping. You'd feel so bad if you had to say no. Of course I'll say yes. Michael's jaw dropped for a second before he quickly recovered. Yes, of course. Here, come sit. I'll serve up the cottage pie in a minute. Oh, it's cottage pie? Ooh. Oh, the meat and potatoes. Oh, that sounds delicious, actually. You're missing out, Daisy. I sat as instructed, my stomach rumbling, something fierce as the smell was the only thing I could focus on. Yes, this was definitely the right choice. The spores still talking to me? What was so important that you had to leave so soon? The outside world can wait. You could stay here and enjoy my company. That shenanigans, Michael. Michael! Oh, actually, I should ask, are you okay with meat for dinner? What kind of meat, actually? What's the name of the lady in Sweeney Todd who was using cats in her pies? I hope these aren't like Sweeney Todd pies around here. I could make something else for you if that's not your preference. I can eat meat. I can eat meat as long as it's not my own cat. It better not be, or, you're gonna get drop-kicked, sir. Oh, okay. You'll be having the same dinner as me, then. Michael patterned about the small kitchen with an almost giddy excitement. He put on a pair of knitted oven mitts, humming as he stooped down and pulled out a steaming tray of pie. I just remembered there was an animal death warning in trigger warning in this. If some harm has come to my cat, I will throw hands, no matter how cute you are. He put on a pair of knitted oven mitts, humming as he stooped down and pulled out a steaming tray of pie from the wood stove. The smell! It filled out the kitchen in an instant as he brought it out to the table, my stomach rumbling louder in response. No. I'm pretty sure Michael could hear it, but he just smiled as he served up our portions. He discreetly cut me a bigger piece, which I was grateful for. It looks so good. Ooh, that does look good. The crust was a nice golden color, streaked with crisp limes and garnish. The meat and veggie filling looked absolutely delectable, the savory sauce leaking onto the plate. I ate food, but now I'm hungry again. My mouth was watering, unsurprising considering the fact I hadn't eaten all day. Careful now, it's still hot. It was fair advice, but I didn't wait for more than 2 blows before biting into my first forkful. Ah! It was definitely way too hot to eat straight from the oven. Ow! Michael kept a polite expression, the corner of his mouth lifting as I panted with the piece still in my mouth, like, I don't care, I'm gonna eat it! It's going in my tummy! He gave me a few seconds to recover, elbow planted on the table. He's just admiring. Is it good? I nodded vigorously, even though my buds were burning. I couldn't taste anything. He laughed. It's usually better on the second bite. I slowed down, hand on my mouth as Michael poked his fork into his own slice. I tentatively blew on the pie to make sure it was cool before taking another bite. He was right. The second bite was a lot better. The seasoned potato crust was nice and crisp on top, cheesy and creamy in the middle. The savory meat filling was well cooked and bursting with flavor. Oh! Every bite felt like home. My host watched me enjoy the meal from across the table. Do you like it? Yeah, this tastes amazing, Michael. He flushed from the compliment, rubbing the back of his neck. I'm glad. I like to think of myself as a decent cook, but I've never been able to get anyone else's opinion on that. How long have you been out here alone, sweet baby? Do you like baking in particular? Not always. I usually go for simple dishes with any ingredients available. Ingredient better not be a cat that's been wandering around, sir. I nodded amicably, though didn't say much else. I was more focused on scarfing down dinner, which thankfully Michael didn't seem to mind. The overall atmosphere was nice and homely, and I could hear Michael tapping his feet from underneath the table. I guess he was that happy to have someone stay for dinner. Oh, it did seem like he lived alone, judging from the surroundings in his cabin. So... He perked up instantly, his focus solely on me. What made you want to live all the way out here? This place seems very isolated. Oh. Well, when you look like me, it's kinda easier to just live out of sight from everyone else. A pang of guilt shot through my chest. I was giving him a hard time about how he looked, too. He must have sensed it clear as day on my face. Not that you're one of them. You've actually been nicer than most. Though, I wonder if... His smile turned strained. Never mind. My point is, it's better here than anywhere else. Why don't you try the tea, Firefly? He seemed uncomfortable now, easing into a different topic. It's probably best to follow along. Oh, sure. I reached out towards my mug. Only to push it off edge with my clumsy fingers. Aw. Wait. I bent over the side to grab it, fully expecting it to just fall out of reach and land on the floor into broken pieces. It never did. What? Oh. Oh, man, he caught that with his tail? Instead, a long, green appendage had twisted around the ceramic mug, securely keeping it in place. Not even a drop had fallen. Out. Now, wait a minute, why is the music getting all serious? He just has a tail. I mean, he's got mushroom horns. He's got green skin. He lives in the middle of a forest, all alone. That's already weird. What's so weird about having a tail? And it's a really agile tail, like, to be able to, like, he's on the other side, and he was able to catch that cup before it hit the floor without even a drop spilling. That's pretty impressive. I'd be impressed. Like, yeah, you're not human, clearly, but that is you've got some dexterity on that tail. That is impressive, sir. My eyes trailed along the length of it until I pinpointed that it came from behind Michael, the rest of it partially hidden beneath his cardigan. Michael? Is that yours? Well, that's kind of rude, Espoir, to say, like, is that yours? Oh, baby, no. Baby, no. Don't be upset. I am very impressed by your tail. It's a very good tail. It's very good. Michael buried his face in his hands, the strange appendage from before lowering to his side, mug in tow. I'm sorry, Espoir. I think it's time I was honest. You're beautiful. You're adorable. Oh, that's why he was hiding his eyes. You're adorable. There's nothing to hide, sweetheart. You're adorable. He lifted his head, fingers carding his hair back to reveal his eyes. I froze as multiple pairs of irises stared right into mine before darting to the side and avoiding my gaze. I know it's a lot to take in, but this is the real me. Please don't be scared. Not scared. I'm impressed. What? Freak? No. Remain calm, dude. My grip on the kitchen utensils tightened. He looked freaky, yes. It felt unsettling every time he blinked those eyes in succession, even when he wasn't looking at me. But he also looked sad. I swallowed thickly. I'm not scared. Oh, God, he's got a bunch of different eyes. Adorable. Michael's many pupils blew wide, dilating like an excited wild cat. Aw. I mean, just as long as you didn't eat my cat, we're cool. We're square. It sent a shiver up my spine. Okay, maybe just a little bit scared. Aw. Sorry. Aw. He hastily grabbed an empty plate and hid behind it, shoulders scrunched up despite his stature. Would it help if I just hide it? I could fix my hair like before, if that's what you prefer. His voice was muffled behind the ceramic barrier between us. Aw, baby, aw. It was kind of endearing. Plus, his tail still has a grip on that cup. My hand gets tired holding something. If he can do that with his tail? I slowly reached out to touch his hand, the slight brush of my fingertips making him jump in place. Michael? Yeah? Can you put that down? He slowly lowered the plate. His eyes were still darted to the side, avoiding me. Can you look at me? Oh. Don't look at me like that. Sorry, I just got caught up in your eyes. This was so awkward. It's a shame my compass is broken because I'm getting lost in those eyes. Ha! Flirting. This was so awkward. His hands were shaking. He looked down at the mug, still floating next to him, hanging on for dear life. I reached over and plucked it straight out of his grasp. I tentatively took a sip, noticing how Michael was watching me over the rim of the mug. The taste was mildly spicy, with an almost earthy bite to it. Ooh, ooh. I recognized it instantly as ginger tea. It's almost room temperature, but it's still pretty good. Uh-huh. You wanted me to try the tea, right? I like it. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad. Michael relaxed back into his seat, following my lead as I picked up my fork once more. The silence didn't last long as Michael fidgeted. Are you really okay with this? With me? I gave him a once-over, really taking in his features. His skin, his horns, his tail, his eyes. It's very different than what I'm used to, but I think I can learn to like it. Is that weird to say? I mean, you're not bad to look at. It's actually kind of, dang it, what do I say? Attractive. Very attractive, yes, attractive, yes. You think I'm attractive? Yeah. Oh. My point is, your appearance shouldn't matter. You've been nothing but kind to me so far. I'd be the worst kind of person to judge someone based on how they look. I haven't known you that long, but you seem like a good person, even though you're doing a lot of those manipulation shenanigans. Don't think I didn't notice. Hopefully he doesn't spoil this moment by saying, oh, okay, so you're alright with us eating your cat? Like, no, Michael, I'm not fine with you, with us eating my cat. Get out. Or I'll get out, this is your house. Hopefully that is not the case. Daisy! You're fine, Michael. I smiled at him. We're fine. Michael's face had darkened into a deeper azure shade by the time I was done talking. Oh, I see. He fidgeted some more before nodding, smiling a bit. Thanks, Espoir. I'll cherish this moment forever. Your eyes are beautiful. He beamed at me as he enthusiastically went back to eating his food. That was something. We continued with a bit of small talk, mostly stories about Daisy or snippets from my personal life. Michael hung on to every word I said, not bothering to elaborate much about himself despite my burning curiosity. I could tell he was extremely insecure about his appearance, so it's probably best I keep my questions to myself for tonight. We cleaned up the kitchen in relative silence, Michael storing away the rest of the pie as I washed the dishes by the sink. Being out here in this remote cabin, I wondered how he had running water. Maybe I'll ask him later. So, thanks for dinner, and for saving my life. Possibly. No problem. Oh, and please, take the bed for the night. But... you're my guest, and I'm the host. Take the bed, okay? Thanks, Michael. I'll leave first thing in the morning. Michael got quiet, staring at the floorboards. With his hair out of the way, I could finally read his expressions. He did seem upset. Is that okay? I'd need your help, obviously, but I have to get going at some point. His tail flicked behind him. Yeah, I'll bring you home tomorrow morning. You said you're going to bring me home. Bring me to my home or bring you to your home? I heaved a sigh of relief. Thanks, Michael. I'll see you in the morning. Yeah. Good night, Espoir. Good night, Michael. He seemed really happy, being able to say that. I plopped myself onto Michael's bed, getting comfortable beneath the blanket. Oh, he probably knit that too. Michael was gathering some blankets of his own to make a makeshift bed on the floor in front of the fire. He had an impressive collection of knitted items, a comfortable nest forming in the center of the room. My eyes trailed after his tail, now out in the open, as it flicked and swayed. Kinda like a cat. I miss Daisy. Now with a full stomach, dozing off came easy. I didn't even realize how tired I was. I listened to the gentle crackling of the fire, my vision darkening. Better not be no shenanigan. Aww. Good night, Espoir. That's the end of day 1, but I still gotta go back and do some things slightly differently. Tell me what you think of the game. Any support or feedback is highly appreciated. As nearly everything is done by me, save for sound and music, future updates will be a while. I'll try and update as often as I can via devlogs on the game's itch.io page, which there will be a link to in the description. Thank you for playing. Oh. Okay, what if I pretend to be asleep? I shut my eyes quickly, hoping they hadn't noticed. I slowed down my breathing, willing my face muscles to stay still. From beside me, someone chuckled softly. Oh, come on now, Firefly. I can sense you're awake. Let me see you. Oh. I fluttered my eyelids, straining to look at the person approaching. My eyes widened as I took in their appearance, the protrusions from their forehead catching my attention. All right, what if I don't stay for dinner? How about no? Sweetheart? I got cats to find. I ignored the pleading voice in the back of my head, stealing my resolve. Strangely enough, the second I made up my mind, the faint static that fogged my thoughts cleared instantly, only replaced with the urgent need to go back home. Michael goes quiet, his grip on my hand tightening before he loses his hold. I see. If that's what you want. But are you really sure? Yes, it's what I'm meant to do. Uh-oh, it's getting darker. His ears flattened at my words. He laughs an empty laugh, mouth twisting into a crooked grimace. Surely you wouldn't mind sitting down for a quick meal? Just a bite, even? Please? Michael, honey? No. Do I have to teach you about consent? His hands fisted at his sides. Do you really have to go? Actually, dinner sounds really, really good right about now. Yes, in all caps, yes. Michael stared at me as if looking for something. Finally, he sighed in defeat. All right. I guess I can't keep you here. Not anymore. Let me lead you outside. Michael ushered me towards the back door, swinging it open as he sidestepped to let me out. Is he actually going to let me go? The chill breeze crept along my arms. I turned towards him one last time. Thanks again for everything. He was silent for a moment, staring past me into the trees. You're welcome. Be careful on your way back. I'm sorry there's not much more I could do for you. He's been nothing but gracious. It's strange for a farewell, but I was too occupied with thoughts of returning home to care. I looked over to the woods, the shadows cast from the moonlight causing some hesitation in me. Do you mind giving me some directions as a head start? Michael looked at me finally, then to the horizon with a tilt of his chin. Keep heading in that direction. You'll come across a trail that'll lead you straight home. I waved at him as he shut the door, the mechanism locking shut with a click. I stood there for a moment, questioning if I had made the right decision or not. Another urgent thought compelled me to leave. This is no place for me. I have to go. It was already too late to go back, so I gathered my resolve and walked away. I walked and walked. Trees blended into one another after a while. I should have been afraid or concerned, but it felt right. The darkness that surrounded me was too comforting for me to feel in danger. I steered away from the direction Michael showed me ages ago. What? My feet willingly carrying my body to someplace specific. What? Oh no! Someplace special. A final destination. Oh no! Here. The patch of mushrooms I had stepped in earlier. Oh! I was meant to be here. I've always meant to be here. I lay down in the cold, wet dirt and closed my eyes. There's not much I could do. There's not much I could do if the Force had staked its claim on you, Firefly. I wish I'd found you sooner. Oh. Sleep well, Espoir. Ending 1. Peaceful slumber. Aha! Rude! Out of curiosity, what happens if I don't eat meat? Good thing I asked. Thanks for letting me know. Let me pick some veggies from the garden, and I'll make you something. He left out the back door with a basket, coming back inside surprisingly quick with a smile on his face. I expected him to toss something in a bowl and have it done just like that. But apparently he had other plans. I watched as he washed the veggies thoroughly before chopping them up with an extra sharp knife, setting them aside, and pulling out a container from one of the cabinets. He set a pan on the stove and oiled it up, tossing in half of the ingredients and seasoning them with some herbs and spices while a pot boils next to it. Oh, goodness. The small kitchen quickly filled with the smell of his cooking. My mouth was already watering in response. I twiddled with a fork on the table, trying to ignore the gnawing feeling in my gut. Luckily, I didn't have to wait long. Before I knew it, Michael had already finished, humming as he strode over to the table and set my food down in front of me. Ooh. I looked down at my dinner and almost gasped. It looked so good. The rice was fluffy as it peeked out from underneath the colorful pile of veggies. Ooh. I didn't know a simple dish could look so tantalizing. The serving size was a bit heartier than expected. He must have known I was starving. Michael brought over his own serving of cottage pie as he settled into his seat. Sorry to make you wait. I try to keep it simple but filling. Go ahead, dig in. He didn't have to tell me twice. That does look delicious. I jabbed my fork into the dish, scooping up rice with a spoon in my other hand and shoving it into my mouth. Hot! Michael kept a polite expression, the corner of his mouth lifting as I panted with the food still in my mouth. The rice was soft and flavorful, mixing in nicely with the crunch of the vegetables with every chew. I'd never had greens this fresh, and with how gently he cooked them, every single element was finished to perfection. Ooh. Oh, I don't want to freak out. Okay, before I freak out, there are other things I could do while I remain calm. What if I call him hot? You hot, son. Not just attractive, but you hot. Ooh. Hot? You're not referring to temperature, are you? No, I am not. Oh. My point is... We're just gonna gloss over that. Okay, now I have to freak out. But he's so cute and sweet. Aw, he is not monster. He is not Bakemono. Monster. I flinched as his eyes focused back to me, their sizes thinning into slits. No, you're a monster. You're a monster. Espoir. Oh no! I kicked back against the chair, letting it clatter to the ground as I scrambled to the living room. He was a freak. How did I ever let him get this close to me? I had to escape, now. I ran to the door furthest into the room, hoping it was the exit, rattling the doorknob desperately. It was locked shut. Espoir, please. I abandoned the front door and ran to the window by the bed, my fingernails scraping against the sill. It was sealed tight, the lock barely budging as I tried to twist it with my fingers. Heavy boots slowly came closer behind me. I spun around to see him by the edge of the doorway, hands up in a careful stance. Espoir, calm down. I'm begging you, just let me explain. Stay away from me. My eyes landed on the basket on the bedside table, the needles glinting against the firelight. Oh no! Fine. We're doing the fine. Take the needles like a crazy person. I grasped both needles and pulled them from the yarn, the basket dropping to the floor in my haste. You're just gonna stab the guy with his own needles? Okay, fine. What would Daisy think of this? Holding them to my chest, I stepped back as Michael came closer, eyes wild as he realized what I held. Hey, look at me, Espoir. You don't want to do this. You're gonna hurt yourself. Let go of those things. No, we're going full Leroy Jenkins. Attack it, oh no. Oh no! No! Oh no! I stabbed him! Oh no! Actually starting to tear up a little bit. Aiming blindly, I lunged forward. He probably wasn't expecting it, because he hardly moved as I stabbed them straight through his chest. The baby! Oh no, I hurt the baby! Oh no. I'm actually crying a little bit. I didn't want to hurt him. A choked sound made past his lips before he collapsed, his disgusting pair of eyes dazedly searching the room for me. Uh-oh. My crying woke up Daisy. Espoir. I can't see you. I backed away, my breath lodged in my throat. That's okay. I know you can hear me. This hurts so much. He wheezed out a pained laugh. You know, I was so alone. When you came along, I was so happy. Just to talk to someone, to have dinner with someone. You even liked my cooking. I didn't think it'd end this way. Neither did I. Did you really hate the way I looked that much? He laughed, bitterly, spitting out some blood. Maybe this was my fate since the beginning. Sorry for everything. At least I got one wish. I'm not dying alone. I mean, if you're taking me with you, I fully understand. I deserve that. I deserve that. Please, please, take me with you. I deserve that. Espoir? Are you there? Please. I'm getting cold. Tell me you're there. I didn't realize I had tears streaming down my face. He sounded so pathetic. I stared down at my hands. The hands that hurt Michael. I don't deserve these hands. Had I made a mistake? A sputtered cough snapped my attention back to him. I think this is goodbye, Espoir. By the will of the forest, He cast one last breath, the sound rattling across the empty cabin as his eyes glassed over completely. I sunk to my knees, hands still shaking. What have I done? Ending 2. You monster. Monster was me. The monster was me! That was beautifully written. My heart hurts and I'm... Edited me, I need to go cry. I need to go cry. That was so beautifully written. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. I'm not kidding. I am crying. Oh. Okay, let's not be an absolute monster and not stab our sweet host who's been nothing but kind to us. Leave them. Put them down. Put them down, Espoir. Oh. Do not hurt the boy. Defenseless, I faced Michael as he stepped closer. I couldn't stop staring at those eyes. They looked wide with panic. Okay, listen to me. Everything's gonna be all right. Stay away from me, you freak! Why? Why do you hate me that much? Can't we just start over? I shook my head, backing away from him. Just let me leave. I don't want to be anywhere near you. Michael stopped advancing, hands fisting at his sides. Okay. That's okay. I'll let you go. Just... Ah! Ay-ya! Jump scare. I screamed as his arms wrapped around me. All I could do was twist in his hold. I could feel something tightening around my legs, his grip on my chin forcing me to look at his face. Let go of me. Actually, no, I don't mind this embrace. This is nice. I kind of like this. Let me go. Yay. Oh, okay. Okay, we're doing this now. Okay, this is what's happening. Static. All I could hear was static. My body went against my will as I slackened against him, limp as a rag doll, as his eyes bored straight into mine. Michael's smile was manic. That's it, Firefly. I've caught you now. You'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Of course. Of course everything's fine. What did you have to worry about anyways? It was just your dear sweet friend, Michael. Trustworthy Michael. Safe and sound Michael. He was all that you needed. That's right. Settle in, Firefly. I'll take good care of you. I promise. I can't have the real you. But I'll willingly play pretend if it means I get to keep you. Your name is Espoir. You live in the woods with your best friend Michael. You love Michael. And he loves you. You've never had a job. You've never had a cat. You've never left these woods. You've never had a home anywhere else. You already are home. Sir? I don't mind all of that. But where the heck is my cat? Hey, Firefly. You want to help with dinner today? Of course you do. Come on. Ending 3. Playing pretend. I'm slightly alright with this ending. This is an okay ending. Okay enough. Where's my cat? I think that's everything I can do right now. Oh boy, that was lovely. That was lovely. I love this story. I love Michael. Michael is adorable. I bet he smells great. There will be a link in the description to this game page. Feel free to follow this game developer or any game developer that I have in here, so you can see when they update their work. Because I would love to see more of this game. The art is so cozy and gorgeous, and I could just get lost in Michael's eyes. and his little spore scent shenanigans. That's really neat. That's a really neat touch. I like that. I like that a lot. I still can't believe I stabbed the boy. I just stabbed him. Oh. Well, at least he got to brainwash me in the end. But still. Where's my cat? Michael, where's my cat? What have you done with her? You better not have done anything with her. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. Take care of yourself. Have a great night. And remember, there is always hope.